time to flip the switch to on. Spotlight on Vegas Business is back with Mark and Nicole.
Welcome back to Spotlight on Vegas Business, the premier business lunch.
We are back again to Health Talk.
We are your favorite segment.
This is a segment
one of your favorite segments.
And I know there's so many good segments. This segment is brought to you by the Las Vegas Health and Fitness Chamber of Commerce, which I am the director of that. And I have in studio with me one of the founding members. She was on with the chamber the very first year it started.
Okay.
Ina Mohan, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
So I've got a South African flanking me on one side, and I've got a German on the other.
With a little bit of South Africa experience.
Oh, good. So I've been to Germany once.
Love the country.
I was in Germany once for probably a couple of days on a Kentucky tour a couple of years ago. Well, more than a couple of years ago. But
when I walk out of here, it's all going to be South African accent for me as well, because I love the accent.
It is great. So, Ina, tell me, you are with Belisandria, but we are in here to talk about your big Health, Healing, Happiness 2015. Mm-hmm. This event that started off small and it has blossomed into quite the massive gathering of healthy people.
Yeah, it's really very exciting. I started the whole thing as a concept in 2012, and so it was very ambitious. We immediately had over 20 speakers and a vendor marketplace and fitness classes, and I thought, oh my God, am I going to be able to do this on my own? But I had very good coaches really coaxing me into, yes, you can, and really developing a lot of can-do attitude for that first trial. We had 150 attendees already in the first year, and then we doubled the year after to 300.
Wow.
Last year we maxed out with 500 roughly at the Springs Preserve. That's all they can put in the rooms there. And this year, we are expecting up to 1,000 participants in total.
So what do you attribute your success to? I mean, those are tremendous numbers.
Yes.
What do you attribute your success to? I mean, how did you grow so quickly?
I think it's because it's very, very broad. So health, healing, and happiness really concentrates on not just one niche thing. So, for example, I'm personally completely whole foods, plant-based. That's my dietary preference for health reasons and many other reasons. But I do not preach this. Okay. So health healing is everything that has to do with natural solutions for the whole body, mind, and spirit, and that's where the event is all about. So it's the physical portion of health, which would be nutrition and fitness, and then also the emotional healing part, which is spirituality, your connections, your relationships, and personal development. Very, very big thing. So we have speakers on each of these subjects, and that makes for a very jolly group. And the attendees, they have strong preferences for one, but they just get a little bit out of everything that balances your life naturally. And I think that's why it's so popular. And it's not preaching a specific diet. So people come in and listen to their options, and it's all just non-toxic. You're in charge. You take control of your body with whatever appeals to you. And then we give the resources. When walking out of the door, you feel empowered, and you get all these resources and connections that you have made. And now you have a go-to thing and solution after the event is over. Right. And that's become really popular.
Yeah. I like how accessible you've made a lot of topics that could be overwhelming to folks that aren't as immersed in the health and natural healing world. And that's what I think is really great about it, is it's something that someone just wants to live healthier, maybe have a less toxic home, maybe change their food plan to something that gives them health benefits beyond what they can access right now themselves. You've got experts from nationwide authors and public, well-known public speakers. Can you give us some of the who's who that are going to be appearing? I'm betting that folks out there listening are going to know several of these names.
They probably do. So I always like to mix it up and change it up a little bit every year. So we, of course, spotlight our local star speakers, and we have some long-time loyals like Lauren Slocum, who has been working for Tony Robbins for 25 years.
She is an amazing motivational speaker. I just adore her.
She has been my coach originally, and I really attribute to her help a lot of what happens in my life today. She's just mind-blowing. She does a personal development talk, and she just set a book out. Then Vanessa Chamberlain always has a very inspiring story to share. So it's part personal development and nutrition. And we have new faces such as Sheila Z. Sterling, who is an amazing holistic leader. Right? And she's the first time on my roster, as well as John Kohler, the number one raw food guru, in the world, raw food appliances guru in the world, with a huge following for his gardening videos. So lots of those people that are local are well known, but I'm particularly proud this year of my international cast, if you will, led by Dr. Joel Furman. And he's a nutritionist scientist and an MD who had 5 New York Times best-selling books led by Eat to Live, which has sold, I don't know how many, 100,000 copies.
Eat to Live is very well known.
It's very well known. He constantly is on PBS with TV health specials, where you probably caught him. The last one, a program that he's doing is And Dieting Forever. And he's on the Dr. Oz show and hundreds of TV shows. And he will talk to us about being healthy to 100 years, anti-cancer and longevity science. And that talk is also accredited for doctors and nurses to come by. So he is an amazing catch. He's not really coming out to the West Coast a lot, and I'm very happy. And then I have a cancer survivor, long-time cancer survivor. Her name is Brenda Cobb, opening the event with us. And she's overcome cervical and breast cancer just with raw food nutrition and emotional healing.
Wow.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
What she's done, her experience, the knowledge that she has is very exciting.
Yeah. She hails all the way from Atlanta, where she's the founder of the Living Foods Institute, and she gets people that have been passed on by doctors and everybody else. So she constantly gets stage 4 cancer patients in the Institute to really heal from the inside out. And I've met her a couple years ago, and I wanted her to come. She brings with her the emotional healer, Jane Holmes, and they're doing a wonderful health scope analysis where they're checking over 100 different organs and food compatibilities and herbal compatibilities with our bodies, and that can all be experienced in the marketplace that Brenda will conduct.
So it's very hands-on.
It's completely hands-on. Of course, this event would be nothing without Dr. John McDougall, who's the only one not there in person, because he always does his wonderful health programs around the same time that I do my event.
Yeah.
So he's joining us via a Skype interview.
Okay.
But he is one of the pioneers of nutrition-based science, and he's seen patients and he heals them with food for over 30 years.
Amazing.
And he has seen thousands and thousands that reverse diabetes and heart disease. He is one of the authors of, he's the author of 7 books, and the best known is probably The Starch Solution. So he tells us, which will be very surprising to people, you can eat your starch and your carbs and how to love them.
Oh,
you know,
this
so
is a good one for you,
that's
Mark.
a good subject.
I
Because
have
we
to
vilify
love
these.
Mark is a big fan
How
of
to love with carbs.
As a diabetic, his body isn't a big fan of starches, but yeah, maybe you could use some smarter approaches to that. So
And then
that's
Chef AJ.
I could definitely use,
And now that's going to be the most interesting, because people don't really know how to deal with the carbs. And then Chef AJ has become a new friend. She's joining us for the 2nd year, and she's an ex-comedian. So she
That's gonna be a-
sings
so
on
it's gonna be a
stage
fun interview.
and does all kinds of funny things. You never know what she's coming up with. She does a nutrition talk, a little bit of a food demo, so we have samples of her wonderful things.
sounds like a lot of fun.
And she's hilarious. You don't want to miss her.
very entertaining. And Dr. Michael Clapper and
Yeah.
John Pierre.
Yeah, Dr. Mike Clapper again. So Dr. Clapper has a very humorous presentation, 40 years from the operating table to the dining table. How the medical approach has shifted from cutting everybody open to now using forks and knives, literally. So you also changed that. And these are my idols, these kind of people, because they learn about medicine and healing the conventional way, which is very invasive and, of course, as we know, very toxic and can be very harmful. And then they figure out that they're harming their patients, and they're finding other ways to deal with it. And, of course, once they start digging, it always comes down to the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we see something common. We see many doctors, and we see many chefs that are going to be appearing, or people that are
Yes.
growing their own food.
The
and
food
things like
demos
that.
are always very
it's
popular.
very interactive, very related. So this is a month away. We're a month away from June 12th to June 14th. You've got room for about 1,000 people to participate. How are we doing? Can folks still get tickets for this?
Absolutely.
Can you tell me about ticket prices and what the value is there of that ticket price?
We are almost running out of lunch tickets, so in May I'm opening up no lunch ticket sales as well. You can actually visit all Whole Foods locations in Las Vegas. They are selling no lunch tickets for the full weekend at $99. And that includes your
deal.
access to the speaker sessions, marketplace, free yoga and fitness classes probably all day long. We have, of course, chef demos with samples. There's a lot of fun things to do. There's raffle giveaways, and I have some other things up my sleeves that are not even announced yet.
Yay.
And of course, you can do this online. Online, I'm still offering lunch as well as no lunch tickets, and they can start as low as $69 for a day pass without lunch. If you can only make it out either Saturday or Sunday, it's possible just to pop in for the day. And I highly encourage people to go to health-healing.com happiness.com, which is the event website, or call our event phone number, which is 702-772-9401 for information and tickets.
So you're really looking at for really a whole weekend of incredible events, hands-on, diagnostic, taste, touch, feel, smell, hear, listen, all of that for really what it would be more expensive to go and visit your doctor one time and pay out of your, pay out of your pocket. Going down and getting your blood drawn and paying for that out of pocket.
Most one-day event costs much more than this.
It is an incredible value. So anywhere from $70 to about $150.
And $139 includes lunch buffet both days. Wow. It's a healthy plant-based lunch buffet.
And
it's an amazing deal.
I want to recommend anyone that out there listening, if you think, oh, I want to go on the cheap, I'm going to pass on the lunch. Please do not do that, because if you've ever wanted to experience a plant-based diet that you think that, oh, vegans, vegetarians, so boring, it is amazing to have an opportunity to have this chef-inspired, gourmet, incredible, diverse buffet. It's not just, am I going to choose the chickpeas or am I going to choose the massaged kale? You get a buffet of all of this wonderful food.
And the Tuscany chefs stepping up big time. We have discussed the menu. My mouth is watering just thinking of it. It's going to be Mexican and tropical and a little bit Caribbean and all. It's going to be really, really nice.
Oh, fantastic. And the suites there, if you're listening to us online, or you've got someone that is out of town that wants to come down, or if you just want to do a little staycation, there is some excellent opportunities to get some rooms there and have the whole resort experience.
Yes, you know what, we're moving in as soon as Thursday, June 11.
I'm thinking about doing it too.
Right, and the room rates, first of all, the Tuscany is an all-suite resort, so you have nice big suites. They have a wet bar, a little mini fridge, a living room. We have waiving resort fee. And today is the last day that we're offering, as part of the event room block, $89 room rates.
Oh my goodness!
Going to be a little bit higher as of tomorrow. So go to the same event
credit
website.
Card out now.
I'm definitely moving in. It's the best thing to do. You get the full experience. It's like a destination getaway. You can be in the morning at the yoga. You mingle with the speakers. They're all going to stay on site. You have a full immersion experience with that.
I love it.
That'd be a good idea.
So health-healing-happiness.com, or call 702-772-9401. Ina Mohan, thank you so much for coming in and sharing a little bit of health, healing, and happiness with us. I'm feeling healthier, happier, and
it's my extreme pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
I think this is the one thing about the health chamber. It's actually starting to make me think about eating more healthy.
It's working.
And that's a huge thing. Let me tell you about that.
It's the law of averages. Hang around with the healthier people. That's what I'm thinking about moving in for the weekend, a little more access. So thank you so much, Ina Mohan, for coming in. I really encourage you guys to check out healthhealinghappiness.com. We will definitely have the links to that information on our Spotlight on Vegas business page on Facebook. But it is that time again. We are at halfway through. We've got a half an hour left, a little bit less than that. So we're going to shake that money tree, get a word from our advertisers.